Hello, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to do a little introduction to crystals. Now, I will not be spending a lot of time talking about the differences between crystal shapes and sizes, but I will be focusing on the meaning behind certain crystals and the usage. I have included a couple of Q-tips here with me in the event that I need to point out any delicacies in any item that I show you. Now, to begin with, we have in front of us 3 different pieces of clear quartz. And in just a moment, I'm going to tell you a little bit about clear quartz and why somebody might want to use it. Now, to begin with, we really want to understand that some people believe that crystals harness the life-giving elements of the earth. Many people will describe that crystals have very curative effects, meaning crystals can cure ailments or help with other needs. And on the other hand, some people remain skeptical that crystals are not special or that they harness any power whatsoever. And nonetheless, in this video, we will briefly describe some of the common crystals and their restorative properties. And this is just a video for fun. We don't have to agree, we don't have to believe in it. It's just interesting, isn't it? So when it comes to crystals or stones, one of the most appealing aspects is that a crystal or stone connects us to the earth, because each crystal and each stone comes from the earth. Now, these exist all parts of the world, some in the United States and some in all different countries. And the way that people might use crystals is some of them wear them in jewelry, so a necklace or a pendant. Others might have pieces around their home like this. Others may place it under the pillow or next to their bed, or simply just carry it in their pocket when they need. So with that in mind, let's think about clear quartz. Clear quartz has been on Earth since the beginning of time. Look at this piece here. It broke, so now it's in 2 pieces. So ancient civilizations mention clear quartz quite a bit, and they used it as jewelry, as peace offerings, and really in trade and things like that, so it was worth something to them. In modern day, quartz makes up 12% of the Earth's crust. So the core of the Earth has 12% of this type of material inside of it. Clear quartz is one of the most common crystals. You find this pretty much everywhere, and in recent time it has become very trendy to have these pieces in your home or a part of jewelry. Clear quartz is easily accessible and affordable because it is so widespread. And the purpose of clear quartz is that it amplifies other crystals. So it's very, very big on cleansing, and it encourages clarity of thought and purpose. So this is a wonderful starting crystal. You can have clear quartz by itself, or you can have chunks around your home or kept in an area where your other crystals live so that it amplifies those other crystals. So the emphasis of this stone is really that it is extremely cleansing and calming. So usually if you are new to crystals, this is a piece you would get first. And I have provided here for you a little selection of pieces that I have, and they come in all different shapes and sizes. This is a very big piece here. And then we had a point, but it broke. You can see that. It's carved by a human, making it into this point. And the advantage of this is for several reasons, mainly in how it transmutes and carries energy. And then we have this piece here. Also a nice piece in a point, just like that. With lots of times where when you see crystals that do this, it's their self-healing properties. So when a crystal gets a nick in it or gets damaged in some way, it regrows itself. So this is where the crystal was when it was living in the earth. This is where it somehow got nicked or cut, and it grew back itself in those areas. Okay. Next, we have Smoky Quartz. And as you can see here, there is a selection of different styles of Smoky Quartz. This here, when a stone is smooth and soft, that means it's been tumbled. These are more in a natural state of how crystal exists in the earth. So it's really rough and jagged, and no two pieces are alike. Each piece is different. You can see that sometimes some pieces are darker than others. This is considered smoky quartz, but it is not as dark as this piece of smoky quartz. So this piece would be a little bit more expensive than this piece. So smoky quartz, okay, let's talk about that. I love this piece here. Smoky quartz is a very grounding stone, okay? It connects to the root chakra, which that could be a video all in itself talking about chakras. And the purpose of this stone is that it will absorb and transmute negative energy, and it releases it back to the earth, where it then becomes neutralized, okay? This stone is very good for depression. It can really be nice because when we're depressed or we're feeling very sad, we oftentimes experience a lot of negative thoughts and feelings. And this, we know, absorbs those negative thoughts and feelings. And it also can act as a shield against emotional and environmental stress. So it's protective in that if we have this around us, we hope that it will shield us from difficult stress, or we can simply keep it inside our house just as decor. After all, these are very pretty to look at, so even if we don't believe in the effects that they might have, they're still very beautiful pieces of stone that can really uplift your home. Smoky quartz is another good starter crystal. It's not too complicated. It's similar to clear quartz. So just like I showed you before, we have clear quartz, and then we have smoky quartz. And it's smoky because it has this color. It's sort of like a black or brown and deep purple coloring that exists naturally in this type of stone. So we have this large piece here, just like the clear quartz. This is a beautiful piece. And if you look closely, you can see all the different detail that exists within this chunk of smoky quartz. So even though it's the same stone, it comes in all different shapes and sizes, and the price is different for each of these, usually if you go to the shop. And sometimes these might be nice gifts to give somebody, or for you to have on your own. So we have these pieces of smoky quartz right here. Very good. Next, we have rose quartz, one of my most favorite stones, and it is one of the most popular stones as well. For this video, I have only included this one piece here to show you. Let's tell you about rose quartz. So, like I said, rose quartz is very popular. It is the stone of unconditional love. So it means that rose quartz opens the heart to all kinds of love. Love for yourself, love for your family, or even romantic love. It's a very high energy stone, yet it's very calming and soothing. It even opens our heart to compassion. And that's compassion for ourselves, so having self-compassion, or developing positive self-esteem. It can be used to enhance your positive self-affirmations, if you're ever doing those. And it can be used to attract love in your life. So, if you are looking to attract a mate, you would keep rose quartz under your pillow or near your bed, or you could even wear it as a necklace, or simply carry the stone with you in your pocket or your purse. This stone in particular fosters empathy and forgiveness. So it really opens up our hearts, not just to new love, but it helps clears away any old wounding in our hearts that prevents us from experiencing love. It can help clear away jealousy and anger. And it overall is just a beautiful feminine stone. And I received this one as a gift, a very special gift. And it has been present in my life for very special moments. I find that for me, I tend to use crystals as objects that make me feel a little bit safe and grounded. So if I'm having a big event or a big milestone, I like to use my crystals. I like to hold them. I like to look at them. I think they're very pretty, and just the way they look is very calming to me. This rose quartz is one that I have on display in my house, and I will use it as I move forward in life with some moments where I feel like I want some extra support. Sometimes just having objects like that can be very helpful. Okay, next we have amethyst here. And amethyst comes in very different shapes and sizes, as do most of our crystal pieces. In this large piece here, you can see the deep, deep purple that exists within this piece. Amethyst boosts inner strength, and it provides spiritual protection. Notice this piece here. This amethyst was the very first crystal I ever received. I received it when I was 17 years old, and that was a very long time ago. It was a gift, and it really is what started me on my journey to being interested in crystals. Amethyst is connected to the third eye and the crown chakra, and amethyst was used to protect, was used in ancient times to recover from various addictions. So it's interesting to think that if you had an addiction to something, amethyst was a helpful stone for that. Amethyst is a very spiritual stone. It connects us to the higher realm, and it sort of emits a very peaceful energy, and they say that it's good for psychic ability. So because it's a very spiritual stone, that if you're looking to connect a little bit more to a higher power, if you are looking to develop your own intuition and psychic abilities, then amethyst is the stone for you. Overall, it's a beautiful purple color. Many people have these in their home just as decoration because it's simply just a beautiful piece. A lot of jewelry can be made out of this as well. And overall, this crystal, it basically draws in divine energy. It's a wonderful piece, and for today, I have selected just these two pieces to show you. Here we have Snowflake Obsidian. Snowflake Obsidian. So this used to be one large piece, but it broke. And I want to tell you a story about this piece before I tell you what it is about. This piece was given to me by a very dear friend as a gift for my pregnancy. And this piece was at a home where there was a very big fire, and the fire burnt down the entire house. Everything was gone, everything. When they went to the ashes to see what was left over in the house, this was one of the only remaining objects left. And it was a big, big piece, but she was able to break it into different chunks. And so this piece has broken by accident, but it is a very powerful stone, and let's tell you why. So Snowflake Obsidian is volcanic in origin, which explains why it survived the fire, don't you think? And this stone can really bring to the surface harmful thoughts or patterns that allow us to examine them. So if we are having maybe bad thoughts about ourselves, or any thought patterns that don't do very well for us, this stone will help us in discovering those, and it gives us the opportunity to fix those and work on those. The Snowflake Obsidian brings balance to the body, mind, and spirit. So it's a very balancing stone. And you can kind of see that as you look at it. It's very grounding, very balancing. It can also be very protective. So in ancient times, it's been used for healing and releasing energy blocks. So it is a very protective, grounding, and you can see it's, a heavy stone. It's a big stone. It's dark, and it has the snowflakes in it. So that's where it gets its name, is those little specks right in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that. So this stone is very special to me. I am very sad that it broke. And again, just like the rose quartz, I will use this in times where I feel I want a little bit of support, just as a nice soothing object to have with me. Now, as we move on, we're going to take a look at malachite. And for this piece, I have only provided this little stone here to show you. You can see that malachite is this beautiful deep green color. It's absolutely gorgeous. It has lots of different lines and detailing there where you can see it has grown in the earth. Now, malachite is called the stone of transformation. So this is used for deep energy cleaning. So it's for this reason, because it's so powerful, that many people who specialize in crystals and stones, they suggest that you only use it in small doses. Malachite helps draw out old emotional patterns and past traumas, okay, similar to Snowflake Obsidian. So it has a quality to pull out, draw out things that no longer serve us. It's a very protective stone, and it can even absorb pollution. So not only does it sort of pull out and absorb any negative thoughts, but it also can help with pollution and things like for example, people might place these near their TV or their computer because it helps draw out that electric activity. So this is just a very beautiful stone. And this one here is tumbled, so it's nice and smooth. Okay. For our next piece, I'm going to show you a little chunk. This is a raw chunk of Amazonite. And this stone is basically used to balance masculine and feminine energy. I want to say that this type of stone looks very different among different pieces. So this is a raw chunk, and it will look very different than a piece that is tumbled, which I thought I grabbed here to show you today, but I don't have it here. It's back somewhere else. So as I said, this beautiful stone is, look at this beautiful color. It's kind of like a light teal color. This one can also be used to enhance loving expression. So it opens you to intuition and has been used as an aid, or it's been used to help create a peaceful transition for those who have moved on from this life. So you will often find this stone around somebody who is transitioning from life to death, and it is a very beautiful and peaceful stone. And it looks very different among different pieces. This particular piece comes from Colorado in the United States. Okay. Next, let's take a look at this little piece of jade. This is a tumbled stone of jade, and this particular piece looks like a little egg. And jade, very popular, very, very popular, especially among certain culture groups. Jade is often seen everywhere in jewelry, in home decor, and things like that. And jade is the stone of fidelity, so it's really good for relationships. If you have had a harmful or troublesome relationship that needs some repairing, jade is oftentimes helpful for that. Overall, Jade instills confidence and it calms the nervous system. So it's very grounding in that way. It connects us to the earth energy. So that's where the grounding force comes from. It connects us to earth energy, which is very grounding and stable and safe. And it is also considered a stone of abundance. So it helps keep you connected to the source or whatever higher power. And it's really good for manifestation because it is also a stone of abundance. This particular piece fits very nice in the palm of your hand, and I have had this piece in the palm of my hand at some very special events in my life where I just wanted to feel a little bit grounded. Okay, next we will take a look at our last stone, lace agate. And for today's video, we have just this little piece here, and it's lace because there's some white markings throughout this stone that sort of resemble lace. So lace agate, this is a very beautiful color. I don't know if you can see. It's sort of like a light blue, light purple. This is a very light stone. You can feel the difference between this piece and, let's say, a piece of Snowflake Obsidian. It's not just the way they feel in my hand or the way that they look, but the essence in which they give off feels different. Let's talk about lace agate. This is a very spiritual stone. This stone improves mental functions and can help with clarity and stability. This can help you overcome negative emotions by bringing love. So this stone really enhances love energy, and it even balances the brain. This enhances verbal communication. So some say that if you put one of these in the pocket of your pants when you're about to do some public speaking, it will really help you in speaking clearly and concisely. Overall, this is a very supportive stone, and it promotes the acceptance of your own emotions. This stone can be very helpful for those who worry a lot or who might feel a little bit sad or depressed. It can be very helpful for that. Okay, so that is our short introduction to just a few types of crystals. There are so many crystals that exist on this planet, and there are individuals who are much more knowledgeable and well-versed in this subject than I am. Nonetheless, I do hope you have enjoyed this little video, and I will see you next time.